Hello, fellow time questers. Last time we started Act 4, and we've been on the Rhodes Beach, exploring and killing crabs. Now we're gonna continue. We stopped at this Rebirth fountain. We still got another half, well, 1/3 of Rhodes Beach left to explore, so we're just gonna quickly do it now. And we're gonna do a side quest here. So we still got these Anaurans, the frogmen here, if you remember. There's quite a lot of them scattered about, as well as the crabs. See, the crabs don't seem to be too much of a problem anymore. And over here we've got one of the bigger frogs, the bullfrog. We'll be meeting many more of them. They're basically the stronger versions. They're like their war leaders, their warlords. Right, before we go and do that quest, which is just to our left, we're gonna be we'll clean out this whole area here, because what we'll have to do is we'll have to escort an NPC. And this NPC, he doesn't fight at all. So if you're just gonna charge into combat, he's gonna get killed. So it's nice to just, you know, clean out all these areas here, especially of the wraths around here, and next to the lighthouse as well, because the lighthouse is where we're gonna go into. It's not much of a lighthouse actually, just a couple of stairs, you know, and that's it. There we go. Just a few more up there. Let's whack them. Alright, just a few more here. See, that stairs, that's the ones leading to the lighthouse. So we're gonna get this guy just really quickly over there. Alright, so this is the guy who gives us a quest. So first he tells you about the side quest. Now you have to speak to him again to accept it.
Wonderful. Take this strapping young lad. He will carry the torch and light.
There we go. So now you got this guy tagging along with you. And we've got the Torchlighter's Gauntlet. That's quite a mouthful there. So basically you have to escort him, and the guy is not even as fast as you, you know. You just have to keep stopping for him to catch up, and that's even more annoying if he keeps stopping like that. Alright, so you lead him here. Like I say, he doesn't fight at all. And yep, so now we just gotta, you know, they actually, if you notice, they actually do go for him, so you have to protect him at all costs. And if he does die, then you can simply come back to the guy who gave you the quest, and he sends another guy. He actually says something like this is so important for us that I'm willing to, you know, expend more people on this task. Right, so whilst he's doing this, you got to protect him. There's going to be a couple of waves of there and there, and you have to make sure they don't actually get up there. Especially watch out for the archers, because the archers can be actually shooting him from, you know, from below the stairs, like where the stairs are. You know, they can shoot him from all the way here. Now you got second wave, even bigger, so it's our time to get into Colossus. Look at these guys, they just keep really going for him. I mean, he draws aggro really well. I mean, they really don't want this lighthouse to be lit. Alright, that will be the last of them, and if you don't notice, the quest has updated. Hello there, man! He turns around and he sees the person who helped him is like now 3 times the size. Must be pretty terrifying for him. Right, so you don't need to do anything. The guy is like silent, he doesn't even speak. So, you finished, now you come back to this NPC guy who gave you the side quest, and you speak to him, like so.
The beacon shines for
all to see. There we go, we finished the side quest, the Torchlighter's Gauntlet. And we got some experience and Pale Moon formula, which is nothing special. In fact, it's pretty crap. It's really crap, I mean. So we're just gonna stash it away in one of the bags, and we're gonna get going. So we're gonna get back to that Rebirth fountain where we stopped. Okay, so here we are. Now we just keep going further along this way into the Ixian woods, and here meet these Nightstalkers. Now these guys, they're actually pretty tough. They are but like a step up in difficulty, you know, or normal difficulty at least. You notice there's like suddenly challenge goes up. This is where Act 4 gets really hard, okay? These guys, and you'll see why. You'll see, like, after each mob that I fight, I mean, this is just a simple mob, and look at that. Look at how low my health is getting already. I had to drink a potion there, and this guy's just stuck down there. You can kill him if you want, but yeah, it's not really much point, because even if he drops something, we can't get anything from him. Right, so we'll loot this. I'm gonna explore the rest of the woods. Yeah, nothing special with our helmet there. Alright, and here we also have some Antiochs. These Antiochs, they actually come together with the Nightstalkers a lot. And they're actually tough, they're like the tanks, you know. And a lot of the time they release these poison projectiles in all directions, so whenever they sort of kneel down and start charging an attack, you basically get away from them, because it means they're going to release these poison projectiles. And this ring doesn't really give some cold resistance, but we already have a better one. Yeah, these mages, like, they aren't too bad. Although this damage type that they're dealing, I'm not entirely sure what it is. I always thought it was vitality, but I was pretty sure one time I saw in the Time Quest forums someone said that the vitality resistance didn't help them against it. So if someone knows, please do let me know. It would be nice to know what damage type that is. We are gonna meet some Shadow Lords as well, and they're the hard ones. Like this guy here. I mean, look at that. Look how low our health has gotten already. I mean, all of it is still like a regular mob, except with just one Shadow Lord in it. That's why you have to be really careful. I mean, look at that. They have these dual wielding attacks, you know, like Hue and Crosscut. And those do quite a lot. Whenever you see them, you know, do that, always rips off a lot of health. So yeah, these guys are to watch out for. And you know, sometimes you get two of them within the same mob, you know, which is even more dangerous. And there's also like a Nightstalker monster hero. I forgot his name now, but he's basically like a Shadow Lord except stronger, and he has like a Phantom Strike like the one in the Dream Mastery, you know, making him even more dangerous. So yeah, I'm just gonna speed up some of this part here because it's pretty much the same. On to our left, if you notice that little valley underneath there, that's actually a secret passage. There we go, another Shadow Lord there. So we're gonna prepare beforehand, before we charge in. And Squall can do the job really nicely, softening him up. See, we've actually did a good job killing him. Now we'll go to the second part of the forest, right here. You get an NPC guy.
Sergeant sent me back to get reinforcements for our outpost. You are all I could find. Go on ahead.
There we go. So he says the outpost run into some problems. So outpost in the woods, that's the next side quest we're gonna do. And it's right here, literally, you don't even need to look for it. It's like here. So first you gotta kill all these Nightstalkers around here. Alright, once all of them are dead, you speak to the sergeant, this guy.
Feel as though we have won? Think again. They come at night, mostly.
So he says these Nightstalkers keep attacking them all the time, you know. And apparently their hideout is somewhere near the waterfall, which is like to our northeast direction. But first we're gonna explore the whole forest before we go there. Alright, so another Shadow Lord here. We stopped him from delivering a Hue. Just gonna speed up some of these fights. Yeah, most of these are around the same. Just gotta really watch your health with these guys, you know. Alright. Yeah, and you don't want to be like this, you know, where you can't see what's going on, because these guys are dangerous. You gotta be, you know, in as most convenient spot as possible. There's another one of those mages again, that cast weird shadow projectiles. Okay, so just a bit further. Alright, so it still seems to be still trash mobs. I mean, even the trash mobs of these guys are pretty tough, you know, in terms of how much damage output they're dealing. If you just stand there, like, they probably skewer you with arrows in no time. And there's an Anti-Orc and a Shadow Lord at the same time, so it actually helps to aggro them, you know, a bit at a time. You don't want to aggro them all at once. And there we go, the Shadow Lord just charging in. The good thing about this though is that the Shadow Lords, they're really fast, if you know, so you can always get them away from the rest of the pack. See, by the time the Anti-Orc got here, we killed the Shadow Lord. Okay. Now here we go, the waterfall is almost here. And here you see some Hydrodons. These guys aren't too bad. They mostly just breathe fire. There's two types of them. There's these red ones, which are common ones, and then these slightly darker ones. The darker ones, they don't actually breathe fire. They shoot those weird projectiles at you. But these red ones, they do fire, and I mean, it's not really too bad. With some fire resistance, they're not really much of a problem. We go to Shrine of Mastery, which is going to be pretty useful against those Nightstalkers. Right, so this way is the side quest. So we're going to go this way first. You know, this is optional. You don't have to go here unless you want to do the side quest. So here we go, Den of the Anti-Orc. And there's loads of Nightstalkers here, so you've got to be really careful. If you notice these Nightstalkers, it says the monster type is demon. So another thing is, if you are really struggling with them, if you get yourself, you know, look at that, 2 Shadow Lords in the same pack. Now that's dangerous. It's really dangerous. But yeah, these guys are demons, so any gear that gives you you know, more damage against demons or less damage from demons is going to be very useful against them, you know. So this is where that ritual gear comes useful. Right, so we're not going to attack the Mastery Shrine just yet, because our other one hasn't worn off. Well, here it is. Now that the other one has worn off, now we can tag this, because if you would have tagged this before the other one has worn off, it's still going to go by the first one's timer, so it's going to be a waste. So never tag the same shrine, you know, whilst the other one is still active. Here we've got Sword of Omens, an epic. And we'll take a look at it in a second, after the Mastery Shrine effect wears off. Got another Shadow Lord there. They got something like... They got an attack similar to the Storm Surge. If you notice, that Shadow area attack that they keep releasing whenever you hit them a lot. Okay. It's this way here. Here, every few steps there's more Nightstalkers. And there we go, the Mastery Shrine effect worn off. So we're gonna quickly take a look at the sword. Here it is. It's okay, it's not too bad actually. Gives some attack speed, damage to the undead, strength and stuff. We can't really use it though yet because we don't have the dexterity requirement, unfortunately. So we'll compare it once we got some more dexterity. We'll compare it to our current weapon and see what's better. Now she's gonna keep going as we are. It's one of those mages. Just gotta get rid of that. Don't need it. All right. See, like even the archers, just the archers by themselves, are already dealing so much damage. I mean, we've got 40% piercing resistance, you know. Imagine what would happen if you had even less than that. If you had less than 40% piercing resistance. This is what I meant when I said Act 4 gets really brutal in terms of difficulty, you know. You've got to be really careful. There's a mage and a Shadow Lord at the same time. So we're trying to draw one of them away before the other one sees us. See, there we go. We've killed the mage before the Shadow Lord came in. Look at that. He's done a cross cut. And that took off like at least a third of our health. Almost a half. So yeah, it's those dual wield attacks when they do those. If you notice what we've been doing, because our weapon slows monsters down, one of the things we've actually been slowing them down as well. So that's really useful, you know. Slow effect is really good against guys like those. If we weren't slowing them down, they'd probably be dealing, you know, dishing out a lot more damage to us. Alright, so up these stairs, there's a mini boss fight against the Antioch. So you can prepare, do whatever you want. I actually decided to wait here for a little bit, just for the quick recovery to charge up, just in case. Okay, and now went to Colossus and went to fight him. And this guy, if you notice, he's actually not so bad. He just does this wave, like similar to the Polyphemus' one. But that doesn't do that much damage. If you notice, he actually managing to tank him really well. I was expecting a huge fight. I actually couldn't quite remember whether he was tough or not, but if you notice, he's actually not so bad at all compared to the monsters regular monsters who he's got guarding. Alright. So I've skipped the backtracking, so here we go, back at the outpost. There you go, so you gotta report to the sergeant again when you've killed the Antioch, and Outpost in the Woods is finished. So that's it, that's what we get. Stout solid brace of virility, gives some armor and some strength. Not too bad, but yeah, not really that great compared to the ones we got right now. So this, basically you gotta keep going in similar direction where the waterfall was. See, just around there. Alright, so just this way. And I've actually sort of underestimated the length of this area a little bit. I actually was hoping to quickly get to the Medea's grove, but yeah, it was getting quite long here. Look at, oh my god, 2 Shadow Lords again, one wearing some bulky armor. It's crazy shit. You know, you gotta be really careful with them. See, especially when they do crosscut at the same time. I mean, that's death. Look at that, 378 critical. So you just gotta, you know, lure them away. Gotta be really careful, you know. Just keep trying to run away so the health potion will recharge in time. And there we go, 1 left, so dealt with this one. And the second one, there we go. Phew, dealt with them both. Just get back again. So yeah, this level is a bit long. There's actually also another mini boss fight that's going to be just ahead. So I actually decided that I'll stop around here in this area, this episode. Otherwise it's going to be going for too long. Gonna have to go through the Nightstalker infested woods again. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.